In recent days, federal agents have knocked on the doors of family, friends, and former employees. Not because they found a crime, because they're simply trying to find one. They're demanding records. They're abusing the grand jury process, digging through years and years of random documents. Donald Trump isn't just coming after me because of my mean tweets. He's coming after me because I'm considering running for president.
There it is, the magic trick. This started as a story about records, about donors, about nonprofits, about where the cash actually landed. Then the questions got too close to Gavin Newsom and his wife, and just like that, the entire conversation rerouted to Donald J. Trump. That is the oldest sleight of hand in politics. Swap it for a persecution story. People start asking who paid who, where it ended up. People start asking who cashed in, why the same handful of names keep orbiting power. And suddenly the headline becomes, they're coming after me. But that is not the real question here. Nobody is asking whether Newsom and Trump like each other. The real question is much simpler. Why does California keep moving billions through nonprofits, through donors, through foundations, through consultants, through emergency funds and special programs, while the average person keeps falling further behind? That is the story worth telling. Not the performance of victimhood, the engine running underneath it.
He is loving this, by the way. It makes him more interesting. It brings him back into the news. He's having a great day today. But the truth is, this started under Joe Biden. This whole investigation started, but the timing is really good for Gavin Newsom to announce it right now.
Exactly right, because playing the victim is not just an emotional reflex now. In politics, it's a calculated move.
So what made you look into Newsom's wife in the first place, and what did you find?
Well, there are just always a lot of questions that seem to be swirling around the Newsoms and their finances, have been for years. And so I thought, this is a man who clearly is going to be running for president. This is worth looking at, what their finances are, what the shape of them are. And so when I had a look at Jennifer Newsom's charity, I found that she was paying herself since 2012 $3.7 million.
Here's why I need people to pay close attention. California politics does not move money the way most folks picture it. There's no cartoon briefcase changing hands in a back alley. No, it's far cleaner than that. It runs through paperwork. It runs through nonprofits, through donor lists, through initiatives, through partnerships, through language designed to sound humane. Women and girls, climate, equity, homelessness, wildfire recovery, public health. Every cause wrapped in a bow that makes asking questions feel rude. And that is exactly the point. The branding does the heavy lifting, so nobody looks underneath it. But here's the thing. Citizens have every right to ask the basics. We want to know who funded it. We want to know who requested it. We want to know who got the access, who landed the contracts, who got paid, who got protected, and most of all, who got left covering the bill. That is not paranoia. That is basic oversight. California politicians love the phrase, trust us. No, do not trust. Verify. Open the donor lists. Open the records. Open the relationships. Open the receipts.
Now, it is legal for a charity to pay whatever they want to their executives. But one of the issues they might be looking at is who are the donors to the charity that are financing that pay? What kind of relationships do they have with the California government that Newsom is in charge of?
That clip right there sums up this entire video. It's not just about how much moved. It's about who steered it and what happened the moment it landed.
Well, based on what we know right now, Caitlin, I think there's serious reason to doubt the narrative that's being offered by Gavin Newsom, which is that he is being specifically targeted by Donald Trump for political retribution.
This is exactly why powerful people sprint to a camera the moment a story breaks. It's not for transparency. No, it's for positioning. It's for positioning. The first person to frame the scandal usually controls the fight. So when Newsom calls it political revenge, half the room stops chasing the money and starts arguing about Trump instead. That's the maneuver. He doesn't need to answer the hard questions. He just needs the room loud enough, emotional enough, that nobody is tracking the receipts anymore. And California's leadership has this down to a science. Streets falling apart? That's compassion. Taxes climbing? That's investment. Public records getting harder to pull? That's efficiency. Donors circling the Capitol? That's partnership. Investigators start digging. Suddenly it's a democracy under attack, but it is not. Democracy is not threatened by questions. Democracy is threatened the moment people get conditioned to stop asking questions.
I don't know if there's anything illegal here, but it certainly doesn't look good. And I can tell you, even CNN acknowledges that everything surrounding the Newsom family doesn't look good.
Well, based on what we know right now, Caitlin, I think there's serious reason to doubt the narrative that's being offered by Gavin Newsom, which is that he is being specifically targeted by Donald Trump for political retribution. So I think the narrative that he offered up today is self-serving and a bit overly simplistic given the actual facts as we know them.
Even people who cannot stand Trump are watching this and saying, hold on, wait a second. The story doesn't match the performance.
Well, all last summer I warned you, Gavin Newsom and his wife were on the take. We blew the whistle on how the first partner, Jennifer Newsom, was getting fire aid money diverted into her dubious nonprofit, taking from donations that people were told was meant for fire victims.
And here's where it comes straight back to us. This is not just the Sacramento headline. This is the California blueprint. On repeat. A crisis hits. The crisis gets a brand. The brand creates urgency. The urgency unlocks funding. Funding spins up nonprofits. The nonprofits build payrolls. The payrolls buy loyalty. The loyalty shields the politicians. And somehow, some way, every single time, the original problem is still sitting there unsolved. Look at homelessness right here in LA right now. Billions spent. The streets tell a different story. Look at wildfire recovery. Families lose everything, and then the money trail turns into a maze nobody outside of City Hall can follow. Look at public safety. Look at housing. Look at transportation. Pick any major issue in this state, and the pattern repeats. California's problem was never a shortage of spending. This state spends like there's no bottom to the well. The problem is that results never catch up to the dollars. And when the results do not match the spending, taxpayers are entitled to ask exactly one thing. Who is profiting off of the version of California that never gets fixed?
I swear this state is being run by the mob. Everyone in government is milking taxpayers through these shady NGOs, and nowhere is it more pervasive than Karen Basura's LA, where the homeless organization's raking cash, but the problem continues to fester.
This is why this story matters. California is not short on money. California is short on accountability.
Presidential politics are about two things. It's about money and votes, and he's working on both right now. He wants to get out and try to make himself be a victim. We've seen politicians, some of which may be in the White House, always want to be the victim of press or whatever investigation may be happening. And Newsom is positioning himself politically to do that.
Because at the end of the day, this is bigger than one investigation. This is a screen test for the White House. You see, Newsom is not just speaking to Californians right now. He's speaking to the national donor class. He's speaking to the press. He is speaking to every Democrat scouting for the next face to put up against Trump. So he needs a narrative. And the narrative cannot be, my wife's nonprofits are under federal scrutiny. The narrative cannot be, people are asking hard questions about donors and payouts. And it definitely cannot be, California's money machine just got exposed on camera. None of that plays well on a debate stage. So he reaches for a version that does. I'm the target. I'm the one out here fighting back. They're scared of me. They're coming after my family. Here's what California should be saying right back to him. We are not extras in your campaign ad. No, we're the ones footing the bill. We're the ones paying the taxes. We drive the cratered roads. We step around tents. We watch the hillsides burn. We watch the money vanish into the system, and then we watch the same people turn around and ask for more authority. So no, Gavin, the victim card does not buy you a pass on the questions. This was never about whether Trump is your enemy. It's about whether the people of this state are actually your priority. And based on everything we keep seeing, the machine eats first, every time. And that's why we have to keep following the money. Because in this state, the slogan was never the story. The money was always the story. You see, they packaged compassion, they packaged crisis, they packaged progress. But the moment the numbers stop matching the results, somebody has to ask, where does the money go?